So a lot of stuff has happened since I made my last video, and I'm going to try and kind of explain it really quickly. A while back, right after I made my last video, I was still kind of, fighting with my mom a lot, but I was doing better, and we were getting along a lot better. And then my parents sat me down and talked with me, and they had been letting me drive more, but then they told me that it wasn't because I was being good, it was because they wanted me to get along with my mom, and it helped me get along with my mom better. So basically I wasn't being rewarded for my good behavior. And then they told me that they weren't going to pay for my horseback riding lessons anymore, and I wasn't going to be able to do a show that I was going to do in October, which I'm really bummed about because that was going to be so much fun. And I've been doing lessons pretty consistently for about the last 8 or 9 years, so this is the first time for a very long time that I haven't really been doing lessons, so that's kind of hard. But all this has kind of happened a while ago, and so I'm not really dwelling on it right now, but after that I started going downhill again. I kind of been feeling okay because things were going better, but then I didn't understand why they did that to me, and it just really discouraged me, and so I didn't feel good after that, and I was kind of lapsing again into my kind of depression. Not really serious, but just not feeling good about myself. Recently things have been going okay, still not great, and I wasn't feeling very good for the past couple of days, and then I caught a cold. It started with sore throat, and then it went into sneezing, and then I got congested yesterday, and it was really bad, and I had a headache, and then my period started in the morning. And I'm sorry if that grosses you out, but it's true. And so I usually get pretty miserable anyways, because my period is usually pretty severe, and so I didn't feel well at all, as you can imagine, with cold and that on top of it. So I was able to sleep a little bit, but there were periods where I was just taking pain medicine and it wasn't helping. I'm feeling a bit better today, but as you can tell, I'm still congested. That's why I sound so funny. And I know you guys probably think I'm just PMSing because of the way I'm acting, but I really haven't felt well at all, and I kind of broke down on my mom the other day because we've been getting along better, but she'll only let me go to see my horse 4 times a week. And I know this sounds like I'm a spoiled brat, and I sort of am, but my horse means everything to me, and aside from my friends and my family, there's nothing in the world that I value more. And so being away from him 3 days a week is really hard for me. I can put up with only seeing him 5 days a week, and I know you guys probably think I'm crazy, but if I have to go more than 2 days a week without seeing him, I am really unhappy, especially since I've been keeping on top of my homework, and I only have 4 classes. I have 3 that I'm taking in college and 1 I'm doing at home, and so the homework so far hasn't been that bad, and I've had tons of free time, and I've been getting all my chores and stuff done, and I still can't go down to the stables, and so I've been feeling really deprived. And I don't get to see my friends very often, especially when they're so busy with school. I saw them more in the summer than I usually do, but now I'm not really seeing any of them. And so I've just been kind of lonely and feeling really cut off. And I was also feeling kind of angry because my mom has been going out with friends more, and I've had to stay home. doing nothing. So I've just been really lonely, and honestly, my life means nothing to me right now. I don't have any, I'm not attached to my life in any way, you know. I told her, I just said, I honestly don't care if I live or die, and that doesn't mean I'm going to go and commit suicide, but I just don't really care. There's nothing that's important to me, you know. I mean, there are things that are important to me, but I don't spend enough time with them, and so my life is just meaningless. It's kind of coming back to my why video. You know, I don't understand why I'm here. You know, my life doesn't seem to be serving any sort of purpose, and I know that there is a God out there, and I've seen evidence, and I believe that there is a God out there, but I just haven't felt him, and I know that a lot of people have gone through what I'm going through, but it's just horrible emptiness and separation from everything. And when I'm happy, it's fleeting. It only lasts for a little bit. So I really didn't intend on making this video. I sat down to do it a couple times, and I just said, no, there's no point. But I'm doing it right now because I'm putting things off. I have math to do, and I need to go take care of my horse, and I have an essay to write, and I have plenty of homework to get done with, and laundry, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't feel like doing anything. And my life is just so meaningless right now. There's nothing that I'm taking enjoyment from. You know, I feel like I should be doing something. I feel like I should be getting my homework done and hanging out with friends, or writing, reading, making art, you know, taking the dogs on walks. I feel like I should be doing something, but I don't have the motivation to do anything. I don't really have anything else to say, no way to conclude this properly. But thanks for listening, those of you who managed to sit through all this. And I'm sorry it wasn't very uplifting. I do have something I wanted to mention now. Kind of long story short, I told a friend of mine about me making videos on YouTube, and she asked me if I watched any of the videos of my subscribers, and I said no, and I felt kind of bad about that. So I went through, and I'm pretty sure I looked at all, maybe not all, but at least most of you guys, and those of you who make videos, and I subscribed to some of the people who I thought were really interesting and intriguing, and I'm excited, actually, now that I've done that, to see how some of you guys are doing with your videos and what you're doing on your own. It's exciting to see other people who are changing just like I am, and using these videos to express themselves. So yeah, I'm watching you guys, so keep up the good work, keep making videos, and I will try to get better and get my motivation back soon, and hopefully post some mildly interesting videos. I'd really like to do some of those more like artistic videos, even though I'm not particularly creative or artistic. And I also don't have a camera, so that's kind of a problem. But I might be able to convince my dad to let me use his camera and make some cool video or something, I don't know, when I get some free time. So, yeah. Love you guys.